To furniture restoration part 3. In my previous videos, I showed you how to apply stripper, scraper, and how to sand. Now for this particular piece, you can see by the look of it, I spent about probably an hour and a half on this side here, and this is as good as I can get it because it's old and it's pitted and it's got dents and dings all over it, which makes it very cool, but makes it very, very hard to strip down to the original wood. So what I've done is I've made the decision that for this particular project, I'm going to be repainting it a certain color as opposed to bringing it down to bare wood and just oiling it or staining that bare wood. So this is that here, and I'll show you. This is what it started out as. So I have done a fair bit of stripping and sanding and scraping, but unfortunately, we're just going to have to paint it. What I am going to use is a Valspar porch and paint, kind of an exterior painting primer. You want to use a primer for sure as your first coat, and you want to make sure that you have as much of the original material off of the product as you can. So you want to, at the very least, sand your entire project so it's rough, so the paint has a place to grab onto so it can absorb. You can also go and buy a high-end primer that's designed to prime over anything, like it's designed to prime over tile, over concrete, for your kitchen cabinets without having to go through the stripping and sanding process. A little more expensive, but it's worth it if you're having trouble getting the original coating off. Okay, so I've stirred this can really, really well. I have my brush here. It's not the best brush in the world, but it's going to do the job. I have a mallet to close the can lid after, and I have a rag here to catch any spills or drips that might occur. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint this. I'm going to paint everything with the grain. So I'm going to go up and down in the panels. I'm going to go side to side on the stiles and vertically on the rails here. I'll do the first little bit of painting, and then I'll show you what the final result looks like. When you're painting, make sure that you don't bury the paintbrush in the paint can. You just want to go about an inch at the very most of paint coverage, and never put on too much paint or too little paint. Take a look right here. I'm just going to go looking for drips. I'm going to paint this with the grain, getting into the corners, painting with the grain here. Now it's primer and it's a first coat, so you're not going to get maximum coverage here. It's not going to completely cover it up, but the goal is to, with primer, is to literally prime the surface so it's a bit easier to paint the next few layers. All right, when I bring you back, we will have this whole side painted up nicely. About halfway through here, going for medium coverage. Again, it's the first coat, so you're not going to cover everything. That's what the second and third coats are. A third, maybe, probably only 2 coats. I might do 3 though, because there's a fair bit of damage on this particular furniture piece. Okay, here we go. It's painted lovely. Next, on this project, I'm going to finish stripping all of the doors and drawer fronts. I've decided with this particular project that I'm going to leave the inside of the cabinet. I'll leave the inside of the cabinet dark, and I'm going to only paint the outside, and I think that's going to make a good contrast. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, so I'm going to keep painting. I'm going to keep stripping away. And I'll see you in furniture restoration part 4.